Welcome back to Shapes. In between episodes I was working on some of these upgrade shapes. I've got most of them complete. You'll notice that this shape requires basically this shape with a white star on top of it. This shape requires this blue shape behind the shape, so this shape was always used in this next shape. So I'm assuming this shape here will include the use of this shape. So we're actually going to work on doing 2 full belts of this shape today. If you click on the information here, if I do a full belt of red circles and a full belt of white circles, I can chop them up and make 2 full belts of this shape here. And then 2 full belts of green stars will be pretty easy. We can find an area for that. It looks like over here would be good. It is stars and circles right here, and there's all 3 colors down here. So we could take up this huge area here and make a factory. To give you an idea, this factory right here, everything on the screen here, was used to make this shape down here in the bottom right corner. So the factories do get somewhat sizable, but we will, hopefully I think we can actually delete a lot of this stuff here, because let's go ahead and click these upgrades and see. But I think these shapes will all disappear, so I won't need to supply these to the hub anymore. Let's upgrade these guys. That has removed all these shapes, so that's going to definitely clear out our hub a little bit, because our hub was getting quite crowded. It looks like the same shape is required for all of them, so we will have to work out something for that later, but let's work on getting this one done and up to the same level as these. So let's work on this shape here. We can actually clear out our hub now, because most of these shapes are not required anymore. This one for sure is not required. It was getting quite full anyway. All 4 belts were taken on each side, so the belt speed is now really fast. It must be, yeah, it's 12 items per second now instead of 8, so that was a pretty large increase. We can just delete this whole factory. What is this making? Half circles. That's, yeah, we can just delete all this. Alright, let's put down the mixing blueprint here. We need 2 of them to make white. We just get these hooked up. It only requires 5 now, because our mixing speed is 2.4 per second and our belt speed is 12 per second, so that's 5 of them. Alright, 5 extractors goes 12 per second, so that should be good. We only need 5 mixers here, that's 12 per second. So let's next put down some painters for painting the circles. I guess we can just do 1 here, 1 here. That will paint. We need a red circle and a white circle. I think I'm just going to cut these in 4s and stack them back together so that they're red and green alternate, or red and white alternating. It's going to take up a huge amount of space, but why not? So this is going that way. So I guess we'll put 1 here and 1 there. This is basically a 4-lane. It takes 1 shape and cuts all 4 quadrants up into a different belt. And then I just have them tunneling up to individual belts, so that we'll have a full belt of each quadrant. Then we'll just have to go through and stack them on top of the whites. So let's make sure this works. This way we shouldn't have to rotate them, we can just stack them with the correct counterpart. We're going to need a whole bunch of stackers. 1 stackers are really slow because we haven't upgraded them yet. They're the only ones lagging behind by 2 levels. So we're going to need a bunch of them, 16 of them to be exact. But we will, let's leave some space here so that we can route belts. And then we're going to need 2 more for assembling the shapes. So let's go ahead and just put these down here for now. So that is a whole bunch of stackers. Let's get these hooked up. Alright, so I divided up all these quadrants where they need to go to make them alternating, and then I recombine them down here into these circle shapes here. So now we have the alternating red and white circles, 2 full belts of them. Next up we just need the green star and then stack it on top of this shape, and that will give us approximately 24 per second of that shape. Right, there's our green stars. We just got to grab them, take them all the way down here. And into this machine over here. This is just another stacker. So come down over here. And let's say we want the green star to be on top, so that would be this slot here. And one of these. We're going to take the second one. So that should be our shape. It's going too fast to tell, but I believe it is. Yes, there's our shape there. So let's get this other one hooked up, and then we'll send to the hub. It'll take approximately 17 minutes at 24 per second to complete the 25,000, and we'll see what the next shape is on the list here. Alright, this is 24 per second off to the hub. This is an overview of the factory we just created, so good stuff there. Next up, we can go to the hub. While we're waiting on these shapes to be delivered, we can work on the alien looking thing here. That looks like we need half a star and some circles. So I think what we'll do is over here there's some jellyfish. Let's see, up this way. There's like a jellyfish here. We could cut these off, use this as the horns of the alien, use the half circle for the yellow piece, and then we just have to paint another circle green, and that would give us the shapes for that prototype. So we can go ahead and let's extract this shape first, the jellyfish, cut it up so that we have the pieces we need, and then we will run them through some painters. Alright, so a little alien looking dude. First thing I'm going to do is take this jellyfish and cut it up. So that's what this array will do. It cuts it up. Now we need to make sure that the horns are facing up. So let's go ahead and rotate this once. That is good there, so let's send it on its way. That needs painted green, which should be this one here. So that is green horns coming out. We need the face here, this half circle painted yellow. So we're going to want to rotate this, I'm guessing, the other way. That is the wrong way. What's going on here? There we go. So now it's facing the right way. Let's go ahead and put that in. Let's paint that yellow. So that should come up into the stackers here. This is the green horns waiting to be stacked. This is the yellow half circles. So we just need this green circle coming in. These are just circles being painted green. This should stack on top of the yellow circle, should stack on top of the green. That's going to come down around here. It's going to take a minute to get here. Here it comes now. And that should make our alien face. There it is there, so that wasn't too bad. And we just completed the first level up. So let's go ahead and see what this next shape is. It is this, so we're going to need 60,000 of these. In the meantime, we can start making this background shape here, this one here. And by the time we make this one and get it all set up, we'll hopefully be close to the 60,000 here, so we can just go ahead and stick this on top. So this is where we're making this shape over here on the left here, this circle with the green star. So we need this half square, half pinwheel thing. If we come down here, there's this shape here, which this is half or a quarter of a circle, but this is the pinwheel, this is the square here. So we can go ahead and take this shape here, as long as we can get 4 full belts of it out, because we will need two full belts of this shape to keep up with our 2 full belts of stars that we're making. Because how many do we need to turn in? 50,000. So it's going to take a while, so let's make sure we do 2 full belts. But we should easily be able to get, that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4 full belts. Alright, so I found this shape up here. This has 2 squares and 2 pinwheel shapes, so we will only need to extract 2 belts of this. We're still going to have to chop them all up into 4 pieces and assemble them back together in the order we want them. I will stack the squares together and then paint the green. I will stack the pinwheels together, paint them red, and then we will stack them back on top of each other. I think that should work. Alright, we have taken these 2 belts of shapes all the way up to here, and I need to connect them into these quad cutters. This should cut them into 4s, and then we rotate the shapes down here and stack them back together. So these are the 2 squares, they're getting stacked together. These are the 2 pinwheels that are getting stacked together. The same thing should be happening down here. And they come and get painted once they're stacked. They come over to here and get stacked again on top with the reds. And that is our shape. Then they come off over to here, and these are stackers here. Once this shape is done, we still have quite a ways to go. We have 30,000 to go of this shape yet before I can take it and put it onto this shape. Here's a quick overview of the factory we just built for this shape right here, the bottom one on the list on the left hand side of the screen. It's quite substantially huge. We are going to, when we start doing the man, we're going to focus on making sure it looks good too, so I'm going to make sure everything's lined up nicely. So we've completed the alien shape. Next up is this shape. It looks like we have a floating layer here. There's nothing underneath it, but we can make this shape somewhat, shouldn't be too bad. We have a star right here we can use, and we have this shape up here, which is basically what we need. We'll have to rotate it and cut off one of the quadrants. Alright, so we've rotated the shape coming right out of the gate here. We've mixed the paint up here and we've painted it purple. We need to delete this quadrant, so we're going to have to break it into 4, delete this quadrant, and restack it back together. We've cut the shape into 4s. We need to delete the upper left quadrant, which would be this one here. Just go ahead and put a trash can there and there. Then we got to restack this back together. This array has stacked them back together. We now have our shape right here. We need to mix up some white paint, paint a star white, and put it on top. The star is over here. There's plenty of paint colors right here. Let's see, the hub is right here, so we'll want to keep this lane clear. Our white stars, we should just put those on this side here. Then we can bring the purple shape in down here, and that should give us our shape. Let's go check it out. There it is there. So that looks good. We've got to just put that into the hub. We need 25,000 of them. We should be done with our, yeah, so I got to switch over the other one, which is down here. I've already prepped it, so we just have to delete these, delete these. And that should get us to the next shape. That shape is good to go. We need 50,000 of those. We are delivering this shape to the hub. What I didn't realize is this is actually the upgrade shape as well. So I would have been a little bit more careful in my design, but we can tweak it as we need to. And we are also delivering this shape right here. So that'll get this upgraded to match the rest of them, so that'll be good. So that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode, I'm going to consolidate levels 20 through 26 into one episode so that we can start working on the MAM the following episode. So that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.